Hello guys and welcome back to the Phoenix Shiba video. I love all my fellow Shibas. Today we are on the free-to-play account, but it's not a video for that. It is the promised raid fusion, and first we're going to be basically going over a bunch of different graphs, kind of like just for like dungeon divers and champion training, just like to show everybody the efficiency. All this is from Hell Hades Discord server, and most of it I think has been like the work of people like Seth Farah. So it's not my original work, but it's like all the work that they put in for different events and stuff condensed into one video. So it's like a one-stop shop. Like, what can I do to get a fusion? That's basically the purpose of this video. So sit back, enjoy, and let's all go get these insane legendaries. Okay guys, so this is basically just for dungeon divers, and this would also be like Fire Knight tournaments or Dragon tournaments or Ice Golem, Spider, etc, etc. And this is basically stage 1 through 20. So if you guys don't know, if you can do stage 20, do that. That will always be king for any tournament ever, any event ever. Stage 20 is the best points per energy efficiency. Now if you want mythical, of course that's whenever you do the hard, or if you just want a better chance at higher tier items, that's whenever you do the higher stages. But if you want to have the best points per energy, you basically always want to do stage 20. So here it actually kind of looks like in this graph stage 3 is actually best for dungeon divers, but I mean, like, that's like 2-star 3-star gear, like that's not applicable here. So you want stage 20, but as we can see here, like if you're like up to 13, you can do up to 13. We can see here that like stage 7 is kind of the highest, but like you want to, you want to also get good gear while doing this. And then like really 0.759 compared to like 6.22, I mean it's a pretty big chunk. It's like 0.13 points per energy. That adds up. Like if you're spending 10 energy, that's like what, almost like 1.5 points, right? If you spend 100, that's like 15 points. Like it'll add up because you need like 4,000 points. So like it will add up, but in my opinion, I wouldn't really waste energy on like most efficient being stage 6. Like I would not waste my energy. But then you move on down. Once you unlock stage 16, you no longer get bruise or mystery shards, and that is really the big thing why it just gets so much bigger, right? So like if you can push stage 16, do that. But basically we'll get into this graph a bit more later, just whenever we decide what events we want to push and don't. Because most fusions, as we know, there will be some things where it will be like, let's do this. Where it'll be like you get 120 fragments, for example, for a fragment fusion, and it will be like you can skip 20 then, because you only need 100 fragments. So if you're like, I really can't do Fire Knight, then you can skip Fire Knight and plan around it, right? And we'll talk about that later. So now on to the next graph. Okay guys, and then this dude right here, this is actually just going to be a post, but this is for champion training or yeah, just champion training. Now if you guys want to know if there's dungeon divers and you only want to do dungeon divers, always do Dragon or Ice Golem or Fire Knight, etc, etc. They will always be better. Stage 16 and above will always be better because they kind of nerfed champion training. But like if you do champion training, just know that it can kind of coincide with dungeon divers, but it is better if you just run a regular dungeon. But basically, this is like saying how many runs you do for energy to point efficiency, and this still holds up now. I believe it was the Foley fusion or whatever that made people like really dig deep and get all the math. But it's just legacy math. Like we've known this for years. If this is new to you, that's perfectly fine. Like there's new people every day. There's new information every day. Like Steadfast wasn't found out until like 3 or 4 months after it was like introduced into the game, like how it clan boss doesn't target Steadfast people. But yeah, so like don't feel bad if you don't know this, but basically it's pretty simple. You obviously need 100% XP boost. Brutal 12.3 will always be better. Well, 12.6 if you only care about training points, if you only care about that. But for silver and experience, like just most optimal stage to farm will always be brutal 12.3. But like I said, if you only want experience, points, etc, 12.6 is the best place for points. But you guys can see here, so basically what you want to do, so if you have a level so like let's go here, you say you have a level 1 2-star, right? You have this level 1 2-star. You are feeding him, right? So like actually let's do 3-star. Actually I don't know. So like we have a 4-star right here that we could rank up. No, because he's for a fusion, but still. So if we had food to rank him up, like let's say we had 4 level 1s. Before you rank him up, this is what it's saying. Before you rank him up, you do 5 runs with each of those 4 stars. They will be up to level 19 unless you have another experience boost such as Forge Pass or the raid card, etc., etc. Those will make it be a little less runs, kind of like I believe with Forge Pass, like you like do 4 runs or 5 runs or whatever, and then you do a common, and then it gets you to the level. But like this is how many runs you get to get the most points per energy before you do the level 40 and rank them up. Hopefully that makes sense. So like I said, here, boom, we have this level 40. If I have 4 1s, I would go into brutal 12-3. I would do 5 runs, boom, boom, boom. And then this one is straggling. You have to do 5 runs with him and then just like get 2 stars or whatever to rank them up. But you basically get all these. They will be level 19 if you only have the 100% XP boost. If you have a raid card or a Forge Pass, etc., it will be a bit less runs. And you might have to do like a common to reach level 19. But only go up to level 19 if you can. I believe like it ends up being a point where you go 18 and it's like a little bit, but if you do another run it goes all the way up to 20. I believe that is still efficient. But yeah, so like if you need a visual cue, if you don't remember how many runs, just say level 19. So you get 4 level 19s here, and then boom, you put them on and you rank them up. Now if you're going to feed this 5-star, again, you'd go back here and you'd be like, how many runs do we do? Go back here. Okay, how many runs do you do? 12. Okay, you see? So if you have a rank 1, before you rank up another rank 1 dude, you just do 1 run. It'll be 18 points, right? And then you see this note here, rank 2s need about 30 seconds in the training pit. And now all tests here, I'll of course put this into the comment section, and I will also have an Imgur link with all of these graphs and all the information I'm giving in the comment section so everybody can just see it, right? Keep this all nice and neat and everything. But yeah, so that is basically all I really need to do for graphs, I think, is dungeon divers, tournaments, and champion training. So now we are moving on into basically deciding what events we can do. So now it is better to do this whenever you have the calendar, right? We don't have the calendar right now, so you know it's not the best time to be doing this, but it's fine basically. So basically, first things first, you come in here and you're like, Ice Golem, I can do stage 13, stage 14 relatively easy. Is that the most optimal? No. Stage 7, like if I have to, I can just do stage 7, right? But you basically just see that and you're like, okay, so I'm kind of low where I'm not really wanting to be, but I can manage. Dragon 16, you're like, oh, I can easily do 16. If I push, I could do higher, but you want more or less 100% runs. So like if it's not 100%, don't. So like at where my account is, I'm like say 16. Dragon, I'm fine doing. Spider is 10, and actually 10 is fine. So if you guys don't know, Spider is kind of like glitch. Is like Spider is dumb. Like I should have mentioned that in the graph. I'll put in like a little title. But yeah, so Spider's a bit dumb. Stage 10 is actually the most optimal to farm until you reach like stage 16, I think it is. So just so you guys know that, stage 10, farm that. So I'm perfectly fine there. Fire Knight, no. Now stage 7 we've seen is like okay, so maybe it's okay. But like in the back of my mind, I'm like, maybe we need to not run stage 7. So then we have to find ways to make up those points. And this is why you need a schedule, because it tells you exactly how everything will lay out, right? It will tell you exactly how everything will be laid out. So if it's like Fire Knight will account for 5 of the 120, that's an easy skip, 15 points, unless it's like you need 40 points from Champ Chase and Summon Rush, and you're like, I can't really do that. So like you do need to see their little plan thing here, but it'll be fine. Like I'm just giving you guys the basis, because every fusion will be slightly different. And then another thing is, like, be honest with yourself. I have 3 refills right now because I'm not being very efficient. In here I do have like 400 energy, potentially 500, 600 energy, or no, 240, 540, potentially 540 energy. and then this 75k, and then I believe you get more energy on the next part. So I do have some energy there, but be honest with yourself. Do you have energy or not? If you do stage 20 of all of dungeons, any dungeon you can do stage 20, you will be able to complete the event or tournament. Unless they do crazy point inflation, you'll be able to do the tournament without spending a single gem. Dungeon divers probably as well. It might be a little bit more dodgy, but it should be fine. And then basically, like, if you can, just save energy. So here, I don't think this will be active during the fusion, so I don't really care. But I guess we could segue to this. So we're basically, for the next part, basically just going to be like, okay, what is the most optimal way, in my opinion, to set up for champion training? So always do it during these events, champion training tournaments, right? It is when I most prefer to do it. If you have to do it some other time, that's fine. But basically, you can see here in my reserve vault, I have 10 dudes that I've ranked up during these other tournaments and events. And now I have enough food to make a ton of 5 stars, 10 5 stars, which will be like what? 1,000 points right off rip. That's like 1,000 points right off rip, right? So you see here, rank upgrades 5, 100. So 10 times 100, 1,000. You level up 6. So actually the graph earlier did not have it. 6 is up to level, it's like around the same as 5. It's like 12 runs up to like level 25 or so. So then like that's what, 25 times 8, which would be like 200. Times 10 is another 2,000. So that's 3,000 points right there, right? And then you have to think about all the points you're getting to upgrade your 3s to 4 stars and everything. You will be getting like an easy 10,000 points with just that. And that's like what I have right now for an early game account is a lot. For a late game account, that's not. Like late game accounts, save up your chickens. Like during these other events, like I just said, you're like, okay, I'm going to level these guys up to 40 and just let them sit there. Gonna level up, like I also leveled up some fusion, so really I should have like enough for 3 6 stars. But like I said, you just level up you guys up to level 40 4-star, and then basically just let them chill. And then 3 stars, I'm gonna get some up to like level 30, like this dude, he's in the sparring pit, everybody else. And then like you try to win the event, right? Try to get to the legendary book. If you have to like rank up a few level 30s to 4-star, it is what it is. But just know that if you do get into a big fight with a dude, it will still take a lot of energy, because a lot of points comes from 2-star to 4-star. Like a lot of the points go from 2-star to 3-star, level them up to 30, get them to 4-star, level them up, etc. That does have a lot of points, but this is a way you can easily just save up resources, right? And that's basically the big thing for fusion, is saving resources. And then, like, of course, if it's a old style fusion, before it starts, of course, you just want to be like, okay, what are the epics, affinity, and just farm that stage. It's not that hard. So let's talk about shards and events real quick, right? Now, there isn't really a graph that I know, but like, let's just go into champion chase and let's just use our brains, right? So you come here, info, come here, it says, champion epic gives 250, a legendary gives 500, right? Void rare gives 50, epic 350, legendary 650. A rare gives you 10, right? So let's just keep all those numbers. 250, 500, really all you need to know. If you open up a sacred, you're getting 250 or 500 points, right? So like, let's say you need 3,000 points of champion chase. That will be 4, 8, 12 sacreds at the lowest and 6 sacreds at the highest. Let's say it's a Summon Rush, and you need those same 3,000 points. In Summon Rush, a Sacred Shard is always 500 points. How much is 6 times 500? 3,000. You will only need 6 Sacreds every single time a Summon Rush is there. There will never be RNG. You will always know exactly what you need for a Summon Rush, right? Cannot say the same for Champion Chase. So Sacreds, I would honestly use these for Summon Rush unless you're like, I know I can't do Summon Rush, which you will be able to know because they give you exact values for Summon Rush, right? Can't really show you right now because this isn't up, but like they will show you the exact amount. It's 500 for Sacred, it's like 350 for Primals, I think. It's 150 for Void, and then it's like 20 or 30 for ancients, right? So ancients, if it's 20, 30, it's somewhere around there. I might be wrong, but like it's not a lot. You need a lot of ancients in order to get up there to 3,000, right? Now, you need a lot for champion chase. Ancients aren't best value, but like let's say you pull an epic once every 12, which is around the average from everything I've seen. It's around 12. If you open up 120 ancients during a summer rush, I believe that is only like what? It might be 6,000. I don't remember exactly how much ancient shards cost, okay, in summer rush. I do forget. It's like between 20 and 50, so it can fluctuate. If you're doing it during champion chase, 10 epics is 2,500, right? And then you should average 1 legendary every 120, but we're not going to include that. We're just going to say, so you'll get 3,000 points from just your epics, okay? And then you will have, what, 108 pulls of rares. That will be 1,080, which will be, like, you'll be, on average, getting 4,080 points from champion chase. Now, it could be lower, it could be less. That's what I want to tell you guys about champion chase is you prefer not to use shards. Shards are more for summer rush. Well, how do we do champion chase then? Well, you save up fusions, right? So this dude you guys saw already. Like I said, I saved up. This is the only dude. All I need to do is ascend. GG's. This dude, just level up and ascend, and then get these two from fragments, which you can save fragments as well. And then boom, GG's. This is 350 points. This is 250. If you do this, it's another 50. Each of these is 50. 50 times 4, 200. 550, 800, right? 800 points right here, right? And if you're a later game account, it should be even more. Like, as you complete, like, for example, say you complete as a no-grade. If you do not need it on an account, you save her. Get 100. That's an easy 500 points. Or if you want to do CVC, then it's an easy 30,000 points, right? So that's how you prefer to do champion chase. And then the last thing is if you have a if it's a fusion where, you know, you will get epics, right? So like let's just say the Blizzard fusion from just a little bit ago where you got the Bovis guy, then you can save those epics, right? And don't pull them until the champion chase. And don't train them until champion training, guys. Be efficient is basically what this point is. Be efficient. So like if you see, so like if you get, so like let's say, like they had it before. I don't know if they have them, but like let's just say this dude Dark Cal is part of, is like you need 4 Dark Cals to go into to fuse into the legendary, right? If you get 100 fragments, don't open him, right? Wait for the champion chase. Well, let's say you get enough fragments for 2 different Dark Cals, right? You summon those during the champion chase. That's 500 points, and it can push you towards the next Cal, which then will be 250 more points, which could push you into those last bit of shards for him, which will then allow you to just more easily complete the fusion. So just be efficient. Be like, where can I double or triple or quadruple my efforts, right? And then if you're late game, an option for you, if you can do it, is food farming. Basically what you do is you be like, here, let's just say that, let's just pretend that this dude Torx can solo. You go boom, 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 and you level these guys up in Dragon, and then you get more points for Dungeon Divers. It'll be a lot less points for champion training, but it is more efficient. Now, like, if you're only focusing on champion training, obviously just run 12-3, but I want that to be in the back of your minds. If you are able to solo stage 20 of a dungeon during the Dungeon Divers or the tournament, and there's a champion training with it, you could triple dip. And basically that's like the entire last point I'm going to have. Like I've said, just be efficient, right? I'll show you guys how to be efficient. You say, like, save for champion chase, right? Save anything you could open for champion chase. If you get champions during the fusion, because like an old school fusion or the hybrid where you just pull, where you get fragments for the epics and then you put them into the Lego, you just save. Just save them. Don't pull them into a champion chase, because the shard events will always be the like bottleneck. It will always be more points than you can afford to lose. So like let's say you can get 130 fragments in total from the entire event and if you win all tournaments. At least 35 of those fragments will be coming from shard events, right? At least 35 will be coming from Summon Rush or Champion Chase. And that just is what it is, you know? You will always need to be able to make sure you have shards to summon for the fusions. And then, like I said, if you have dungeon divers, like let's say they have dragons starting on a Thursday and they don't have dungeon divers starting until Friday, don't fall for the bait. Wait until the next day to use your energy, right? And I think that's about it, really. Like fusions, they're not that complicated once you break it down. I hope there's a lot of good information in here for you guys. Like I said, I'm making in the description box, there will be the Imgur link for all the graphs and everything I used. And let's hope that we can all go ahead and get all the fusions that we want. Have a nice day, and I love you, my fellow Shibas. And now it's time to record the free-to-play episode for today, where I completely messed up.